Hello, I'm Paul Andrews from G4 Guitar Ashford, and in this video we're going to look at a three-step process to get your chords moving. So step one, we're going to look at getting the shape. Step two, we're going to look at getting the tone. And step three, we're going to look at get moving. So let's start off with the number one, and getting the shape. To get your chord changes quick or chord progressions, you really just need to know shapes. And this is just getting it so the pattern or shape is habitualized and automated. And that is just repetition. There's no shortcut, it's just doing it again and again. So for instance, if I was to grab maybe a C chord, I'd play that C and then release and then reform and then release. So you're just going on, off, on, off. So this on-off technique is a great way of getting your fingers used to the shape. As you're forming the chords, you'll probably find you'll be stacking 1, 2, 3, that's fine. And that's really how we want to start, first finger first kind of idea. First finger goes down, second, third. First finger goes down, second, third. Once you've mastered that though, then start to put down other fingers first. So 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and doing all different combinations you can think of. The reason why is because once you get used to doing all these different combinations, all your fingers will be able to start going down at once because they'll be so used to going down in different orders. And once you can do that, that's where the speed will really start to happen when fingers go down at once. So it's all about getting the shape individually. You notice I'm not even strumming, it's the isolation and focus on the left hand, so I can really train that one up. If you start bringing your right hand too early, your attention's going to be divided and you'll find it'll be not as quick, basically. It's going to be half the speed of development. One hand focused, you'll find it will happen a lot quicker. So really trying to get the shape. Second part of this is then the tone, the technique. So making sure you're not just getting the shape, but the shape sounds good. So picking through, make sure each note sounds clear is the best way of doing this. If it doesn't, it's then just adjusting your finger. So make sure you use the tip of your finger close to the fret wire. Closer you are to the fret wire, the easier it's going to be to get it buzz free. Further back you go, you find the buzz will start appearing. And picking through again. And it's this constant refining of picking through the notes, correcting, picking through, correcting, that's going to get the good sound. Your hand will start to remember it, but it's going to take a while just to program that in. So it will take quite a few repetitions. So pick through, adjust, strum, pick through, adjust, strum, and eventually the shape will come. So we've got the shape individually, each chord. We can get it nice and quickly. We've picked through, we've adjusted so we get the good sound. The next step is to get moving, is to start getting these shapes moving from one to the other. So say we're doing maybe junior level 2. We've got C, we've got D, and then we've got A minor. Now we can do each of those shapes individually. Our hand can come off and come back on again. We've done different combinations. So they're starting to fall down together, our fingers. Again, it doesn't matter if they're not. It doesn't really matter if we're doing 1, 2, 3. It takes a while to get them all down at once. The next step is to then start moving between. Now, there's a few ways we can do this. One, a great way of doing this is air changes. So as you move to your D chord, you start forming the chord as you're in the air, moving between them. So I do our C, we move to the D, we then start forming the chord as we're mid-air. That then speeds up loads. And then as you go from D to A minor, it's the same thing. You form the chord in the air and then drop it down. So air changes is brilliant. Again, it's more advanced. You may find that's a bit early. If it is, just work on your 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, getting those fingers down as quick as you can in that order. And you'll start then seeing fingers will start coming down together like 1 and 2 and then 3 after that. So yeah, wherever you are, work on that. So either your air changes or your 1, 2, 3. Then even just 2 chords. So just C and D, trying to get those changes. Then start introducing your right hand once you can see the speed start happening. So the next thing to do is then work with some kind of timing. So putting on the metronome, going 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And give yourself some kind of bass point. So starting on maybe a 50 or 60, seeing that speed, just one strum, we're just doing whole notes. So one strum for your first beat, leaving the other 3 beats, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. The goal here is to get on the 1 of each beat, or of each bar, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then fill in the gaps. So you start building 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Just slowly building up your rhythm. So eventually we're strumming 4 times on each chord along to the beat and then changing to the next chord with no hesitation or pausing. And that's where you know your chord progression is pretty much done. As soon as you can do that. And then building up is then just building up the rhythm and building up obviously to more kind of sophisticated chords or more advanced chord shapes and building up from there. So those 3 steps were get your shape by on-off technique. So take your fingers off, put them back on again. Just literally program the shape into your fingers. It was then tone, step 2. So make sure your notes are clear and your technique is secure. So you're getting a nice sounding chord. And step 3 was get moving, actually changing from shape to shape. Again, not even using right hand, just working on your changes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, forming the chord in the right order, 1, 2, 3. And then starting to work on your air changes so your fingers come down at once. And again, the one we talked about earlier was trying to move and form with different fingers. So doing different combinations of fingers will help bring the kind of air changes and get new things down at once along a bit quicker. And then once you finish that, then it's building on top of that with different strum patterns, building up the tempo of the metronome, making it faster, and just obviously working through your different chord shapes. So there we go, there's a 3-step way of getting super quick chords and make your chord practice a little bit more focused.